Uh, Recording started. Yeah, very good morning. Uh, Welcome to day 8 of Hyperautomation Free UiPath training. So today, as we initially discussed, we have some challenges lined up for a particular training modules and all. Okay, so we gonna show you how you need to actually register for those particular events and all or the challenges. So before that, we have a small request from your end. You need to carry out two actions before actually we do start the challenges and all. So most probably we will start the challenges from tomorrow. We'll announce those challenges from tomorrow. So we have around like 5 challenges that was lined up. So before that, we have a small request. One thing is, we'll share you a link in the chat window or else in our particular group where you need to register for this particular event, right? So this event is something hosted in terms of your path with collaboration and or partner with Hyperautomation-ai. So where we gonna start something about the event. So once you just enter this particular event, you need to just click on login to register, right? So here we need to make something called a register here. So you can provide all the details here. It's not that it's required for your details to be company. You can just, if you're a student, you can just even enter your student university name or college name, or else you can just provide any details. So that is totally fine. Fine. So here, if you can see, have read and agree the community, all these things, right? So just click on submit.
Yeah, because this training program is we are doing with the collaboration of UiPath. So in the part of taking the rewards from the UiPath team, as we mentioned, top 10 candidates will get kind of reward points, right? So to get the reward point, we need to get register in the UiPath database. And when you are going to register in this particular event, we have some kind of advantages also because in the future when we are going to launch any of the training or in the future when you are going to launch any of the virtual classes, you will get notified from the
Okay.
UiPath official website itself. So that's the reason we are asking us to register here. So once you are able to register, we are going to consider who all are the participants got registered in that particular registration. We are going to note down in the database. So from the database, we are going to take the challenges and we are going to give the rewards for everyone. Yes, please, Cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah, hi,
So if you can
Sadhguru.
see that, yeah, if you can see that you should be able to get this particular pop-up saying that RSVP confirmed, and also you will also get a mail to your particular email to which you have utilized and all. So you can see here you have got a mail where you have got your particular details of the registration and all, right? So it is just for their particular UiPath database to just have your information to make sure that uh, the people who registered for the particular event is actually doing the challenges and all. So that's the only thing we are asking you to register, and it's official UiPath community page where we are asking you to register. Okay. So I'm just trying to repeat again, where you can just open your link here. I'll just open in the Ignito mode again. So you just need to enter the particular event link page, and it will simply ask you to log in to register, where you can just provide your login details. You can just continue with email and all. Okay. You can just continue with email. You just need to provide all the details, and you just need to click on uh, again register, where there will be asked with all the details, where you just need to provide your details, and you will be just there to RSVP confirmation. You'll get a mail to, right? Mm. So that is one thing. And other thing, you just it's a request from our end is something. If you want to get latest updates on the events, what we are trying to do and all, you just need to uh, uh, just click on join here. So joining is something where you are actually trying to get the latest updates from the events what we are trying to host in terms of Visakhapatnam chapter. So these were the two links we'll just paste in our chat window as well as in the groups today what we have in the WhatsApp. So please do register once we have a registration confirmation from your end. So we'll start keeping posting about the challenges what we are trying to host from in the next couple of days. Okay, fine.
And here we are going to provide 5 challenges. The first challenge should be in the part of quiz, and remaining 4 is a kind of practical sessions. And these 4 and these entire 5 challenges will update where we need to upload these particular challenges. We have to do it in the forum. We'll explain you the flow, how to do it as soon as possible. Pathur, do you
Okay.
want to say anything?
No, I think you covered very well. And so did we mention, like, because I joined it late, so did we mention that, like, all the challenges are going to be hosted in the forum, and you need to get signed up for the forum as
Your
well?
voice is too low. Your voice is too low.
So is it clear? My voice is clear now?
Yes, now it's clear.
Yeah. So, like, did we mention that, like, to ask them to sign up for the forum as well, because all the sessions are going to, like, all the challenges we are going to host in the forum.
Yeah, so that's true. As we mentioned, we have to be create a forum account also, because whichever the challenges we are doing it, we have to upload the challenges in the forum. So that's one of the official website in forum. So we have to update our account in the forum so that you can upload our challenges, whichever the challenges you have done it. So this forum is officially handled by the UiPath team. So whichever the challenges we are uploading it, they can do the monitor and they can select the winners for our training program.
There is something like you just need to do this. So it's a single sign-on, like how you utilized cloud.uipath.com, where to download your particular UiPath. The same login details can also be utilized to log in into this particular website again, forum.uipath.com. We'll have a detailed explanation of all the things, how you need to go with the things and all. So you will have something related to what we are trying to just create and all. So there will be some couple of things where we just want to showcase you going forward. Yep.
Yes.
Fine. I think I'll just hand over the session to Padrudu.
Yep. Thanks, Sai. Thank you, Pradeep. Sorry, guys, I was a bit late to join the session, but yeah, let us continue our session. And Sai Kiran, is my voice is clear and everything is fine, right?
Yeah, it's clear. Hope if you're just sharing your screen, just make sure you share.
Can you see my screen as well now?
Yes, we are able to see.
Yes. Thanks for the confirmation. So guys, hope we already covered till selectors yesterday, and like you just got a flavor of like how the UI automation work uh, in the yesterday's session. So let us take it up a bit a step forward, and let us first try to understand a couple of things before we jump into the actual topic. Okay, and here uh, we have two types of designs. One is classic and the other is modern in UiPath. So don't worry, like even if it doesn't know what is classic and what is modern as well, but we have two types of designs available in UiPath for UI automation. So here, what is classic and what is modern? So in a simple words, right, like the classic is the traditional or world or UI automation design where you'll be directly capturing selectors and your activities, and you do the automation. And the modern is new thing that they brought in as a new design. So that's a very basic and bare minimum statement. Right? So here, what actually happens in the classic design? So the classic design deals with for each activity for UI automation, we need to capture the element selectors. And is that the only thing? No, we have one more as well. Let us suppose if you have a desktop application, you need to use a desktop based attachers. When we are dealing with activities in UI automation, right? In UI automation, we have activities, containers, and activities, or I can say just containers and normal actions, activities which performs the actions. I can say when I say the containers, open browser, attach browser, attach window, right? So we have such an activities as part of the container, which means what it will do is it will just identify your element, like your application, and it will not perform any actions, but just it will identify your application. And if you see here, right, this is my Word document, and here it will identify this. This is my Word document with the name of object repository.docs, and it will not consider of performing any actions inside of this. Whereas we have activities. Guys, just give me a moment. Yeah, I'm sorry. So activities like similar to click or type into or set text. So we have multiple activities, right? To perform the actions, like to exactly imitate a user or mimic the user. They want to perform the actions when the bot want to perform the activities, actions that we will be having. And here, either in this activities or in these activities, we will be giving our selectors. So here we'll be having container activities different for web or desktop applications. So here we will be having the activities for the at the container level. We will be having it for a web application and desktop application. These activities are a bit different. But when it comes to the modern design, let us see. Each element on an application will be considered as an object. So actually this concept, let us suppose if I come back and let me open an application. Let me go with RPA challenge only, like everyone will be going for UI automation. The first one is, see here, I have a field to input the email, first name, company name, phone number, last name, role in the company, and address, right? So I have all these, right? Let me go to some different, of course, like we will go for some other as well. So, and so we have a submit button. So all these are elements where we need to perform actions on top of these elements, right? And when we go with the classic design, we will be selecting these selectors in each of the activities. But here in the modern, what it will do is it will consider each of these elements as an objects, and we will be using these objects inside of our activities. So I can say will be using the objects inside of the activities to perform the desired action. And here we have an unified containers. We have only one container activity here, use application or browser. And also, if you might have gone through any of the YouTube videos or something, right? You might have came across recordings in your iPad, like you used to have the desktop recording, basic recording, web recording, and we used to have these activities. But when it comes to the modern design, it is only single recording. You doesn't have these many recordings. So if I come here, right, I have web or web record. Of course, you have the computer vision, which is something that like you can, in case if you want to automate on some applications where you will not find the elements, or so there is two types of recordings in the modern design. One is app or web recording. So, but when we have in the classic design, we will have web recording, desktop recording, and image recording, basic recording, native Citrix recording. So we have a lot of recordings. But here we have only two. One is app or web recording, which will work for both desktop applications and also for the web application. Whereas we have one more recording, which is Citrix computer vision recording. Which means, let us suppose you have an application where you cannot find the selectors.
Parthidu, sorry to cut you off. Can you just zoom in the particular document?
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, it's better. And also we have just given a link to just what the differences are being there. Yeah. Okay, you can continue, please. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks. So we have two recordings here. In the computer vision recording, for both the desktop and web applications, you can easily find the elements and you can easily interact with the elements. But let us suppose you are dealing with an application where you may not able to find it, like something that some Citrix application, or if you are just taking a virtual machine access, and where you will not find, and everything is similar to images or something. So in that case, this computer vision recording will work. So only we have these two recordings. That's it. And let us see. Let us go into the studio and let us try to understand how we are going to create the objects and how we are going to utilize them inside of the activities. Okay. So this is my UiPath Studio, and I would like to go with this particular application, right? And I need to capture all these elements. And let me go here, and I'll just filter the activities. Sorry, where is this activities? Activities. So here we have, I'll just type the browser. Okay. So we have use application or browser, and I'll go to this. I'll just enable this classic. So if you see here, right, I have the open browser option. These are the classic, and these are the modern. So I'll show you the difference as well. Okay. Open browser, and I'll use this use application. If you see here, right, here directly we need to give the URL. And for this, it is not required to identify any of the elements. Let me go to the activities again. I'll go to the click activity and see here, we have the click here for classic. And let me take it up here. And we have for the model. If you see here, right, it is saying that indicate the element inside of the project. So first, let me give this URL. And let me indicate an element. I just identify the submit. So if we go here, right, you can see the selector and everything under the target. Right? But in case in the modern design, how we are going? Either you can directly indicate it here like this. When I identified it, capture the URL automatically. And I now it is saying that like you indicate an element only inside, yes, only inside of this closure, and you can indicate an element as right. So here you have a different selectors as well, and like which is strict and fuzzy selectors. And fuzzy selector is something that like it will go for a closest match. Even a slight difference in selector will also work, like because it is going with a selector combination, right? And here we have multiple targeting methods like to identify the element, and we have everything. So this is how it looks like, and these are the modern activities. But this is not an uh, object based model, right? We want to go with an object model. Let us suppose, let me take up one thing. I'll just create a modern design in a different sequence and a classic design in a different sequence, and you'll get to know. Actually, the advantage classic, modern. So we have a classic and modern, and here attached window. I'm just going to do the attached browser. I doesn't want to go with the open browser because it's already open. So either of these two activities, everything is same, right? So I want to type in email. Okay. I'll be taking this type into, and I'll just put an email here. What I'll do is I'll just do you at gmail.com, and this is my input, and this is how I do in the class. Okay. And let me go over use application. I can take it up. I need to go with the type into, and I'm selecting this email. Confirm. I'll create the review at the rate hyper.com. Okay, let us run this classic activity. So it could able to write the data, right? Perfect. And it worked as expected for us. So let me remove this and let me run this model. See, I just identified both the elements in both the classic and modern, right? I haven't done anything else. So again, so I'm just removing this. Let me refresh this. Let me run the classic. It will write under the phone number instead of going with the email, or like it may fail. Let us see. It could not able to identify because the email from the first place went to the last, and the selector, whatever it is captured, right? On each and every refresh, selectors will be changing here. See here, it got failed. And let me come to the model and run. See there, even it has got changed. I identified the elements, just identified the elements. I didn't even created the objects. But when I identified the elements, if you see the difference, the classic could not able to auto anchor the elements. But here it could able to do that by just even identifying it. So that is the advantage we have with the modern designs. And let me do one thing. Even here also, what I want to do is I will delete the anchor. I doesn't want to keep the anchor. Okay. Where is this anchor? I want to delete it. I'm not able to do it directly from here, but let me do one thing. I'll just consider this and I'll say I doesn't want to have an anchor. I'll go with this quick selector and I don't want to go with this. And I'll remove anchor and confirm. By default, it was identifying, but I intentionally removed it. And let me refresh this. Run the file. It is going to fail because I removed the anchoring and auto anchoring and everything, right? When I am identifying. So I didn't even go on with the fuzzy selector. I went with the strict selectors because it requires 100% match for its strict selectors. So now it is going to fail. Let us suppose here we are just using like 2 to 3 activities or 4 to 5 activities of UI automations. And let us imagine that you are building a project. So it is got failed. That's fine. Let us suppose you are working with an application where you need to deal with a lot of UI activities, right? Here, what I need to do, again, I need to go back here, indicate on the screen, and I need to select it. So let us suppose in a similar way, if any application is changing, when you already implemented automation, and you later you got to know that there is a change in the application. So you need to go to each and every activity. You need to modify the element, and you need to identify the element, and you need to test it thoroughly. And there is a chances of missing out validating any of the activities, and in case if in your scenario, and that may give a chance of failures, right? So that is the reason for which UiPath had brought in this object repository concept, which is similar to page object model. Like on a web page or on a desktop, whatever the page you are looking at, each and every element will be considered as an object. And these objects we are going to utilize as part of our automation. And we will see how we can modify them as well. So first I will go with only one activity and I'll show you how it works when the application changes. Okay. There are 2 ways to create objects. We'll see that. So first what we need to do is we need to go to this object repository. Here we have an object repository. And here you can right click and click on create applications. Okay. And this application, first we will be creating, because when you're dealing with multiple applications, you can just create multiple applications. And under that, you can create your elements. And here we are not going to identify anything when you are creating an application. We'll just simply say RPA challenge. Okay. Create an application. And inside of this, we need to create a screen. On like in each of the application, you can have multiple screens, right? One is login page, and after that home page, and after that like some actions you want to perform. There will be another page. So we need to create a screen on which screen we want to work with. And here I can say form page. We need to fill the form. And here we need to identify the screen. So we identify the screen, click on create. And now right click and we can directly create an element, or we can capture the elements. We will use this capture elements later, but for now, let me create one element and we will see. Sub email. Input email. And here you can select this email. And I doesn't want to use the anchor, right? As I mentioned, I doesn't want to use the anchor because if the anchor will be used and it will automatically identify and it will not fail. My intention is this needs to be failed because of the change in the selector. Confirm, click on save, and we got this object. So here, whatever the elements we want to deal, we can create all those elements and objects, and we will see, like, in case if you need to work with multiple elements, how we can capture those as well. But let me just go with use application or browser activity, and here either you can indicate or you can drag it from the object repository. Here it is object repository, and this is the screen on which I want to work, right? So I'll just simply drag and drop, and the same I got, right? And but here we could not able to edit it, right? But this we can edit from your edit descriptor. What are the selectors you have, right? Here we can directly see the selectors or URLs, whatever we have. But here in the, when you are working with object repository, you cannot do that from activity directly, and you need to do it only in the object repository by going to the edit descriptors, right? And this is how the advantage of object repository, like it is not necessary for us to come here and every time. So let us go with type input. This is the type input, right? Either we can indicate directly like how we have done in the previous workflow, or else we can directly get it from the object repository and place it. Now we got. I'm just going to write something nonsense. And let us run this one. Even here also, if we come to the properties, we have all the selectors and everything, right? This is not actually looking at similar to the selectors, right? We can read those, even you can modify a bit, but it is not giving like a clear picture of how the selectors will look like. For example, you see right here, you're getting a selector editor or something, but here it is not giving, because you can right click here and click on edit descriptor. You will get all this, and you can identify it as well. You will see. But now let me run this work. So execution is done now. Perfect. Let me come here. Refresh this. Now it should fail. Run the file. Now it should fail. It got failed. Right? Now, in case if you want to modify or update the elements, here we need to go to each and every activity. But here, what we need to do is we will just go to this object repository panel. We will not even the workflows. And let me come here. I'll go to the edit descriptor, and I'll just identify this element. Email. And now I'm just giving the anchor also, because this time I want to get it passed, and click on update. See, as soon as I updated this object repository, even this image also got updated, right? When I click on run, now it is working, right? So once we update the objects under the object repository, and that will automatically reflected back in activities where we are using these elements. So if in case if any changes happened in target application and you updated that object, and automatically all the activities which are using these objects will be updated, which means it is not necessary for us to go through all the workflows and check whether we validated or not, whether we updated or not, and do executions multiple times, and when we got to stuck somewhere, again we need to come back and update, and this to and fro can be reduced by using object repository. That is one advantage. Now what I will do is I'm just deleting this. I will delete this object also, and oops, oh, I deleted screen also. Let me create a screen. Let me click on indicate descriptor, select this, and we'll just remove this. Because I have a lot of objects here, right? How I will go to each and every and I do that. So what we will do is come here, right click and click on capture elements. Capture all elements. See here, all the elements got captured. And what I will do is I'll hold the control and I will just click on it so that I can just ignore this EN. And I need a download Excel, start, submit, phone number. What I will do is I'll just remove these two also. I'll just go with this. I'll just do a form filling, like I doesn't want to go with this, and I'll remove this. So whatever is highlighted in green color, all these objects got selected. Click on capture. Okay, I got 8 elements. 8 all are valid elements, and click on OK. I'll click on save. So now I got all the objects. Now what I can do is I'll get this field, and here I'll go for type into, and I'll simply just put an email. I'll just write directly use clicker. So even if you drag and drop, and you can select the activity also. Like it is not necessary that like you need to first get the activity and then you need to do a drag and drop. But I can just simply say
Sir,
first name.
excuse me,
Yes.
sir. Sir, can you please repeat once again how to select all the elements?
Okay, sure. So let me create one more screen here because I already have taken this, right? So I'll say new screen and I'll indicate on here and create screen. And when I right click here, capture all elements. When I click on capture elements, like the recorder will open. Here there is an option to capture all the elements. Okay. When I click on it, it identified all the available elements, even this cancel button or a browser, whatever you are seeing the green dotted, right? Those are elements, but those are not considered for us for an automation. Okay, this automatic captures wizard is not considering these, but these are also elements. And here it captured this, and we doesn't want it. So I'm holding the control button, and I'll left click on it, and that will be ignored. In the similar way, if I doesn't want to have this, I'll just remove this, and remove this as well. So now it captured all these elements, and just need to click on capture. Now it identified 8 elements which I want to automate as part of my automation. And these are the objects which is automatically got identified instead of like going to each and every element and create one object. Like instead of doing it manually, it is automatically capturing everything. So hope this is clear, right?
Yes, thanks.
Yes.
Oh, why I'm doing this all the time? There is something. Oh, let me see. I deleted it, right? Like, let me see whether it is working or not. Right. So now, of course, like we should not do that. Delete it. Like we need to have those objects. So we need to create those objects, and if any modifications are there, we can just need to update here. So this is how the modern design will. But we have open browser activity, attached browser activity, two different activities in classic design, right? But here we have only one. Let us suppose if you may need to open it or not, right? Everything is handled as part of our properties. Like if you see here, right? Open, close, resize, like maximize or something, right? We can do that from here. And open, if not opened, and close always, or if not opened by our browser, or if it doesn't want to close anytime. So you can define all this. So based on our requirement, like in case if we are doing any other actions after this sequence or after this window, right, you can just keep never. And if it doesn't want this application, you can just simply click close. So this is how uh, we can handle of opening and closing of the applications. Okay. Now we will go with the table data extraction. Right? So we have extract table data, table extraction. What I will do is I'm coming to data tables.net. So I want to extract this value by going to each of the pages. Okay. So what I will do is I'll just go here, I'll click extract table, click on this. Yes, I want to extract the table. So we got all the columns, like hidden column of salary also we got. So perfect. And we want to extract it from multiple pages. And the next page is here. I just selected it and I'm clicking on save application. So now I got this. But if you see, right, these are not created as an objects. We just identify, it looks like an identification of elements. So now I want to create the objects from this recording. Okay. I'll click on this button. Like if you see here, right, there is an object kind of logo here or image here. So I'll click here and I have this. Okay. First, I need to create an application. Data tables.net. Create an application. And inside of it, I'll just say home page. Finish. Now this becomes an object. And here I'll create this table data also as an object. But when we go for this extraction or a table, right, you'll be having descriptor and metadata as well. Like there will be two things because based on this, the table identification will be done. I can go for screenshot preview and this is going to be my screenshot preview. Perfect. Click on finish. See, I got the objects also created. So in case even if I use some recording or in order to identify and everything, but I can convert them to the objects for reusing as well. And let us see how many rows of data we are getting here. Okay, I can just go with the message box. Don't worry about the syntax. Like we are going to cover this in when we are talking in further classes. But this will give us the number of rows the data got extracted. And let me run this. Before I run, right, I'll change these properties. And I will close only if it is opened by the browser and open if not open. But here I kept it open, right? It will not open anything. And let me run this one. Now it is going to page by page, if you see. And it didn't open anything because it's already kept open. So it is not taken into the consideration. Now we got a 58 rows, right? We got a data of 58 rows. Click on OK. It will not even close because if it is not opened by the browser, right? It is not opened by application or workflow. So it is not going to close it as well. But let me do one thing. I'll close this and now I will run this. Now it is opening and it is going to second page, third page, fourth page, and now it will close as well. Once we displayed out the data, once we click on this, we have 57, showing 51 to 57 of it. Okay, right? Click on OK. Now it all closed as well, right? There is no. And there is one option. Like when it is going with an interaction with any application, we have a mode, the driver. Like in what way you want to interact. And there is three options disabled in GUI. Like by default, it will go with GUI. And let me select this package. Okay, let us see the magic. Magic, or I can say the advantage of modern design. One of the advantages of modern design. Let me run this. See here, it has not opened any application as of now. I'm just performing manually. See here we have only this page, and that is not opened. No other browser is open. If you see here, no application is opened and it is getting executed. And let us wait and see how it goes. See, we got the number, which means you can even perform your UI automations even without opening the browser as well. So that is one of the advantages we have with the modern design, right? And here, this is all about the object repository and objects. And let us come here, and this is UI libraries. How the UI libraries work? See, object repository, why we are saying that we are having an advantage, because you have all the objects created under one roof, and we can just modify in case if any changes happen to a target application. And let us assume there is an internal application, or there is an application where you are using that application across multiple projects. This is at the project level, right? Objects. And let us suppose you need to work on across project lines. So let me create an application. Someone is not, can you please go on mute, like if you are not having anything to discuss? Create a screen.
What to do?
Yes.
What is the difference between the table dot row count or table dot rows dot count?
Both are same.
Both are same. Both will display the rows count.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. So form page. Click on indicate. Create screen. And let me get the objects here. Capture all elements. Let me take all the. It is not necessary for me, like because I'm not going to do the automation on this. I'm just going to capture it. That's it. I got 12. Okay. Click on it, and I'll save it. So I got all the activities, right? And this is at the application level because I'm using this in multiple places. I'll just click on this extract as UI library project and click on create. Yes. Now I have this, right? So what I will do is I'll publish this. I'll publish it as a nugget package. For now, I'm just putting it in local. You can publish this to your orchestrator also. File name is RPA challenge. Oh, sorry. Folder. Cancel this. Oh, sorry, I know it's icon, right? So I'm just here. I need to change it to custom, and I can just have a local folder. I'll just keep it to downloads. Okay. Now, click on publish. Okay. Now I am going to create another project, new project. Process. I'm just keeping it as a blank process for now. And now I'll go to the manage packages and I'll have the downloads added here, custom downloads. You can add the package sources, right? So I'm just putting a download folder for the same and click on add. And I got it. And now I'll come here. So I should have this remember. So you have it somewhere. Okay, just go. 1 second. Downloads folder. I have this another package. Okay. So now I should get it. Manage packages. Yes, now I got it. This RPA descriptors. Click on install, save. I need to get into a call, but I need to complete it. See, in the blank process 7, as soon as I installed this UI library, I got this. Where is this? I need to have this all. Come here. I should get all this. So you will be getting that. Let me see. There might be some mistake happening when I'm publishing it, but when we import, automatically it will come. And even if we update the objects, and we can republish them, and we can import them as well. And I'm really sorry, guys, and Pradeep and Saikiran, like just take it up then today. Like, but I'll cover this UI libraries again tomorrow. I need to jump into some important call, guys. I'm sorry for that, but I'll be continuing with this UI libraries tomorrow, and for sure we are going to close it out. Deep and Saikiran, you have be there.
Yeah, sure, definitely. Yeah, fine. We'll just take it from here. Like, we'll just again say about challenges, and we'll just wind up. Yeah, fine. Thanks, Pathru.
But I'm sorry, guys, but I need to jump into another call. So sorry for that.
No worries, Patra. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, just to
everyone.
have a gist of what Pathru has given us today. So will you please
So,
show
and
object
Saikiran, I
repository?
think I'm dropping off.
Yeah, sure. You can drop.
Yeah. Thanks. Everyone.
So today we have discussed about object repository in detail that we have gone through without any queries. But we have some challenges here in terms of UI libraries, like how you can create, publish, and leverage across multiple projects and all, right? So that is what we are going to show again tomorrow. The object repository is shown. You can just have a review again by just going through the recording and all. Okay. So that is one thing. Once we complete tomorrow UI libraries, we'll just showcase something on table extraction methods as well as we'll talk about recorders. Fine. Just to rephrase, please do register with the particular event of what we have posted in the chat window as well as in the WhatsApp group so that we can kickstart our particular challenge. We'll post you how you need to perform the challenges and all. Yep. Thank you. Have a
And
great
one
day.
more thing is, it's not for the entire community, it's for our closed group who all are available in that particular WhatsApp group, because we are going to present the rewards, right? So we are not going to present for anyone else who all are out of our WhatsApp group and who all are not joining the classes. Yeah.
Fine. It's only dedicated to our particular training group who has registered. So for all the
Yeah.
persons who are registered, we are just coming up with these particular challenges. Yep. Thank you. Thanks for joining. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Pradeep.
Yeah.
Thank you, Saikiran.
Yeah, thank you.